that I have watched regularly basketball for 30 plus years. I've seen enough basketball. I've seen enough centers. I've seen enough big men in this game to tell you that Dwight is going to ratchet his game up even more this year when he's 100% healthy. And he's going to show you why the Lakers wanted him, why everybody else wanted him. But now it's just something about playing in front of Jack Nicholson. It's something about playing in front of Eddie Murphy. It's something about playing in front of Sylvester Stallone. It's something about playing in front of these people on a nightly basis or for at least 41 games out of a regular season. That's going to elevate your game even more. And that's what I'm talking about, that intangible. That's what Dwight has. Now, we've seen it time and time again with Dwight. He rises to the occasions in a lot of big games. He will drop 35 and 20 rebounds on you in a minute. Now, there are games where Dwight will give you 17 and 12 boards. Lackluster opponents like Milwaukee. Or back then, Jersey. He wasn't motivated. But in LA, buddy, you're going to be motivated every night. You're on national TV 29 times. You're going to be exposed beyond your imagination. So all of those factors, Dwight Howard is going to be a man among boys. He's obviously going to be a free agent at the end of this season. And so he has even more incentive to be motivated, highly motivated, to show everyone and prove that the Lakers acquiring him was the best thing, the smart move, and he's going to maximize his opportunity to gain suitors in the offseason. And by all accounts, the only ones that have a chance of re-signing him other than the Lakers would be the Dallas Mavericks. And that's a whole different topic. We're going to talk about that. I mean, first of all, I've said it before. I think it's a smart gamble by the Lakers to acquire Dwight, regardless of him signing an extension or not. It's a smart move. It just makes the most sense because I've said it before. When he gets to LA, let's backtrack, people. For 18 months, Dwight has been talking about Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Dwight went out at the end of last season. Dwight ended up having back surgery. Dwight ended up having his rehab in where? Los Angeles. He's been in LA for the past 3 or 4 months, showing up at Dodger games, showing up at parties, all over the place. And in the last 2 or 3 months, what has come out of his camp? I wouldn't mind. I think I'll sign with the Lakers. Yeah. Guess what? He's starting to dig that Hollywood lifestyle. You're starting to like it, buddy. There's a reason why LA is LA. That's why we love LA. That's why we love it. There's a reason. So now that he's gotten a little taste of that shine in LA, he's getting a little taste of that Hollywoodness. Yeah, he's starting to like it, buddy. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you start playing in the Staples Center on a regular basis. Wait till you start seeing those stars sitting in the front row. You ain't get that in Orlando. You might have got Tiger Woods every now and then. But other than that, that's it. That's all you got in Orlando. So now he's going to be on the biggest stage. And yeah, there's probably some Knicks fans out there who say, oh, Madison Square Garden is the biggest stage. Yeah, whatever. You call me when y'all get 16 championships, and then we could talk about the biggest stage. Because as far as I'm concerned, the rings, baby, that's what matters. That's not a big stage. So zip that, move on, and when y'all win some titles, come talk to me. 16 titles. To how many? Yeah, thank you. The big stage is LA. Hollywood, TV, line, brand, marketing, all the things that Dwight has been clamoring for. I've been saying all along, LA is the best fit. It's the best fit. And I think he finally realized it. And the tipping point had to have been him rehabilitating in Los Angeles for the past couple of months. It had to have been. He's gotten a chance to get a test drive for free. He's gotten a chance to see what LA is really like. That weather, 75 degrees year round, sunshine. You can't beat that. No humidity. Oh, and by the way, it's Hollywood. By the way, there's all this entertainment. There are all these options available to you. So you can't tell me that has not swung his decision over to L.A. Sure, some would argue, well, Brooklyn did re-sign Brook Lopez. So, that option just didn't seem to work out for them. Yeah, that obviously has a lot to do with it. There are decisions that have been made behind the scenes that have maybe forced Dwight to just really consider Los Angeles. But at the end of the day, the Lakers were the best option. It was the best option. Now, I did say before that if he had gone to Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn would have been the number 2 team in the East. With him and Darren Williams and Joe Johnson, awesome team. Awesome team. I'll admit it. Very good team. But he's in L.A. You're playing with Kobe, one of the top 5 players of all time. You're playing with Steve Nash, one of the best point guards ever, 2-time MVP. You're playing with Pau Gasol, one of the best, biggest, the most skilled big men in the game. I said it last night on Facebook. I said it on Twitter. Kobe, Howard, Nash, Gasol, give them to me. I take that 4 all day. I'll take that 4 all day against anybody. I take it against your big 3 in Miami. I take it against your big 3 in Oklahoma City. I take it against your team in Brooklyn. I take it against the Knicks. I take it against any team. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because a motivated Dwight Howard, let's not forget, the other key acquisition for the Lakers, a motivated, highly motivated Steve Nash. Highly motivated. This is a guy who's never gotten to the NBA Finals. And now Steve Nash is looking around him like a kid in a candy store. This is the Steve Nash who has led the league in assists, either led the league in assists or has been first or second 5 out of the last 6 seasons. So he can distribute the ball. And he's been distributing the ball for the past 3 or 4 seasons to bums. Flat out bums. Hakeem Warwick, Channing Frye, come on, Shannon Brown. And he's still racking up 10, 11 assists a game. Why? Because Steve Nash is a consummate professional. He's a consummate point guard. He knows how to get the ball to you in your sweet spot. I've talked about that in the past. That's the sign of a true point guard. Delivering the ball to a guy in their sweet spot. Delivering the ball to a guy where you just know he's ready to shoot the ball, and it just makes it that much easier for him to shoot that 17-foot jump shot or catch him as he's driving down the lane for an easy layup. That's what Steve Nash knows how to do better than any point guard in the NBA besides maybe Chris Paul. Steve Nash does that better than anybody. And now you bring Steve Nash to the Lakers, and the original thought was, well, I get to play with Kobe, Bynum, and Gasol. I'm sure he was ecstatic with that. You know Nash was ecstatic with that. Hey, of course. He's elated. I got Kobe on the wing, Gasol down low, Gasol out on the wing, Gasol at the high post, Bynum on the low block, Bynum on the right low block. Wow, I can't beat this. Now, take that dream away and put Dwight Howard in and take out Bynum. I'm sure Steve Nash he probably he probably thinks he's dreaming. Pinch him. Somebody please in LA, please pinch Steve Nash right now and let him know that yes, Dwight Howard is coming. Yes, you got the best pick and roll big man in the game. And I'm not stating that by opinion, people, when I make that statement that Dwight Howard is the best pick and roll big man in the game. That's not opinion. It's fact. It is fact. Dwight Howard is the best pick and roll big man in the game. And in previous podcasts, I said then that is the reason why him going to the Lakers, playing with Steve Nash, is a perfect complement, better than Bynum, because Bynum is not a pick and roll big man. Bynum is a strictly low post big man. Strictly low post. Dwight Howard can pick and roll. Dwight Howard can play the low post. There's the intangible that Andrew Bynum does not bring to the table that Dwight does. Dwight can pick and roll, and when he rolls, baby, he rolls. He rolls. He's rolling hard. And you better look out. Don't jump, because you might get your hand broke on the rim. That's what we're going to see a lot of this year between Nash and Howard. You're going to hear a lot of that from the Laker broadcast. I can hear Stu Lance now just saying, woo, look at that. Get out the way. It's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of that. And Nash is going to make life easy for for Howard. He's going to make it so easy for him. Let's think about this, people. And this is where the logic has to take over when it comes to these discussions and hypotheticals. Now it's not hypothetical anymore. We can actually break this down. Dwight Howard, in 8 years in Orlando, basically averaged 18 points a game, 13 boards, 2.5 blocks. Okay, now those 18 points a game, you got to take into consideration his first couple years. He's learning the game. He's improving and evolving as an offensive player. But defensively, rebounding, he was always there. He's always come in just averaging 13, 14 boards a game. Couple seasons, he's averaged 14 rebounds a game. I mean, Andrew Bynum can't beat that. I mean, 14.2 boards a game in 2008, 14.1 boards the 2010 season, and 14.5 boards last season before he got hurt. So he's snagging rebounds. He's always done that, and he's always blocked shots. 2.9 one season, 2.8 another season. I mean, come on. So you know you're going to get boards and blocks out of Dwight easily, hands down. But The 20, 21 points a game, 22 points a game he was giving you in Orlando, and that's essentially what he was giving you the last couple of years, 22.9, 20.6. That's playing with Jameer Nelson. This is what I'm talking about. That's playing with Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson ain't Steve Nash. He ain't even close. He ain't close to Steve Nash. That's playing with Jameer Nelson and 3 okay guys on the wing. Okay guys, and Jason Richardson, Turk Lou, and Ryan Anderson. Now you put Dwight Howard on the floor with Kobe, Gasol, and you got Nash at the point guard? Give me a break. Give me a break. You're talking 25 and 15 boards a game. 26 and 15 a game. And out of those 26 points, Dwight Howard is going to get 10 of them on layups and dunks because of Steve Nash. Now, I said I wasn't going to get excited, but it's hard not to. It is hard not to as a Laker fan. And again, I do want to talk about the Sixers. I do want to talk about the Nuggets, and I do want to talk about the sad state of the Orlando Magic. But yes, I'm excited. Damn right I'm excited. And you know why I'm excited? I'm not so excited because as a Laker fan, you get the best big man. Your team on paper appears to be one of the 2 best teams in the West. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Oklahoma City. I think the Lakers are the best team now in the West. I think the Lakers are the team to beat in the West. I don't think a young, still up-and-coming Oklahoma City team has enough experience to beat the Lakers. I think now with Dwight anchoring that middle, with Nash at the point, and Kobe now rejuvenated some, the Lakers, you're not beating the Lakers. Sorry, Oklahoma City. You're not going to beat them. As great as Kevin Durant is, as great as Russell Westbrook is, you're not beating the Lakers. Simple as that. The Lakers are going to cause too many mismatch problems. So I'm tempering my comments by saying, yes, I'm excited as a Laker fan, but where I'm even more excited is the fact that the NBA now has the Lakers with their big 3 or 4, whatever you want to call it, to combat Miami's big 3. Now the playing field is level. So all of those Heat fans, now this is why I'm even more excited. And I'm being honest with you, and I'm going to just put it out there. I'm more excited because I got sick and damn tired of hearing all this Heat garbage for the past 6 weeks since they've won the NBA title. I've given them credit. Yeah, they won. Congratulations, LeBron. The Miami Heat, you guys won the title. Good for you. But all of that, not 1, not 2, not 3, it ain't going to be nothing now. That's done. We're going to put that to bed. The Lakers are going to put that to bed. And I'm more excited because I know what Mitch Kupchak is thinking. I know what Laker fans like me are thinking. We are the premier franchise in the NBA. The Lakers are the premier franchise. It is not supposed to be the Miami Heat. That's not to take anything from the Heat. Don't misunderstand my comment. Don't misunderstand my point. I'm not taking anything away from the Heat, and I'm not hating on the fact that LeBron, they went there, they got their title. Good for them. Good for them. He was a free agent. Good. So what? Good for him. I'm saying all of this because as a competitive fan, like so many other Laker fans, we are competitive. We expect greatness. We want them to be at the top all the time. We expect it. Laker fans are spoiled. That's the bottom line. We're spoiled. Laker fans are spoiled. That's what it is. So you knew with the Lakers' exit for the second year in a row out of the playoffs, you knew Mitch Kupchak, you knew the front office team, you knew they were going to come back with the vengeance. You knew it. That's what the Lakers do. That's what makes them different than any other franchise in the NBA. That's what they do. Every year, or when their back is against the wall, and their back was against the wall this summer, Mitch Kupchak knew they had to pull off this deal. That's why they were willing to risk the fact that Dwight may leave next summer, which he's not going to be stupid enough to do that. I'm sorry. I've gone on record to say that before. Dwight Howard he's not going to leave LA. Once he gets there, he's going to play this season. He's going to, again, see all this celebrity, see all this shine, see all the great things that come along with playing in LA. He ain't going anywhere. I don't care if the Lakers don't win the title this year. Maybe they get to the finals and lose to Miami. Dwight Howard ain't going anywhere. First of all, the Lakers retain his bird rights, so they can still pay him more than anybody else. And for this ridiculous notion for him to even still talk about Dallas to some of his confidants, well, you going to go play with Dirk? Okay, Dirk Dirk? You gonna go play with Dirk and who else? 9 other scrubs?